cool. So today, we're going to be doing some tier lists. And on top of that, this is not going to be scripted at all, except for one section, which you'll see pretty soon. But other than that, I think it's time for me to swap my shirt out because this isn't really that appropriate. Yeah, I don't really know what to love more. Love more achievements, 100%? I don't know, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm appropriate now, baby. Let's do this. So this is my tier list, and my tier list consists of games that I've done on Steam, that I've done on Xbox, that I've done on PlayStation, and 100% that I've done in the past as well. So I'm going to basically be ranking this not just on the difficulty, but on the fun-wise of it as well. Like what I recommend going for these games to 100%, to achievement grind, or to platinum. And obviously this is super opinion based, so don't get mad at me for what I'm about to do to you on these games, but let's do it. And let's just start from the beginning with, what is this? Okay, we are back. Let's do this. So I think the best way to do this tier list, let's just go random. So let's begin. Ooh, I have a perfect one. So the first one, so No Man's Sky. So No Man's Sky is a bottom B tier. If you can believe this, No Man's Sky was actually the game that got me started into making content. I was watching Snamwiches and Nick AR, because during these times, around 2022, Snamwiches was just getting started, and I think Nick was kind of already solidifying himself as, like, you know, the platinum guy. And this game is like really special to my heart. So one of the achievements that really got me wanting to do more of this was reaching the center of the galaxy in permadeath mode. So this one was really fun to do. And after getting that achievement and getting the rest of the achievements, because I was like, I'm just gonna finish it out, I took a shower. I shit you not. I promise you this is all real. I took a shower that same night and I had a brain blast of like, why not just record? Well, not this point. Why not just stream myself going for all the achievements in the games that I'm known for? So that's why I initially started with Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So this is like a mid B tier. So it leads me, this is kind of, I guess I'm just doing a story on this. And it was just a random brain blast. I was like, you know what, dude? Everyone knows me for Call of Duty, especially speedrunning. So why not just go for all the achievements? So the overall aspect is Black Ops 2 being B tier. This one had a lot of problems that I didn't like. So zombies was really easy. In my video, it was kind of fast and really, you know, in your face, was because I am so experienced with Black Ops 2, it's not even funny, like at all. But one of the biggest problems that Black Ops 2 had, which is the reason why it's around B tier, the multiplayer achievements, which is like the league play, think like ranking up type of achievements there, which they're all hack infested. They're super, you know, get DDoSed, whatever, and the league play is shut down, so, you know, no one plays it. But the last thing I'll say about Black Ops 2 is that the campaign itself was extremely fun, but the worst thing are the challenges, the accolades, or whatever they're called in Black Ops 2. Those destroyed my mental for that game. With me never playing Black Ops 3's campaign, I had no idea how good I had it with Black Ops 2, but I will say that and the Strike Force mission suck, and that's pretty much all I'll say about that. All right, you know what, let's just get the Call of Duties out of the way, because I have a good amount of Call of Duties, which I'm not a Call of Duty channel, by the way. I don't want to hear that. So Black Ops 1, okay, so Black Ops is another B tier. Oh man, when I think about it, how hard it really was. So the campaign in itself actually was difficult. This was harder than I thought it was going to be, because coming from Black Ops 2, it was kind of free roam. You, like, you know, you got to do what you wanted. You maybe die here and there, but it was not that hard. But Black Ops 1, bro, that game did not hold back on the campaign. And I think it's a way better campaign than Black Ops 2 IMO. But man, the enemies did not hold back on that. And I died so many times by just trying to advance anything. And I think the last thing I'll say about Black Ops 1 is the reason why I think it's a high B tier, maybe pushing A tier, is because of zombies. But Black Ops 1 is the biggest factor of RNG. So I've dealt with a lot of RNG. I used to speedrun, you know, a lot of games that had RNG, but Black Ops 1 was like, even if you weren't speedrunning, casually, the RNG is never in your favor, / it ruins your take of wanting to play this game casually. It is not fun when it comes to that. So, yeah. All right, you've probably been waiting for this. So Black Ops 3, God, Black Ops 3 was easily the worst experience really that I've ever had with a Call of Duty trying to go for all the achievements. I have to rank this high just because it's not that like it's impossible. It is a huge grind fest. I got to put this in A. So for this take, I'm just going to be talking about the difficulty / how long it really took. So Black Ops 3 is well known for zombies. Let's be fair, right? No one really, I'm not gonna say no one, but most people don't care about the multiplayer, to be fair. And the campaign can just burn in hell. My God. So the one achievement that really got me stumped was Personal Decorator. You have to do so many challenges back to back to back. And on top of that, the one thing that almost made me stop playing this game, actually the two things that almost got me stop playing this game, combat immersion on realistic and those damn camos. My God, two of the most unfun categories or things that you could have ever put in the game. You have to grind around 18,000 kills on every single gun in the game for the campaign. So I think I've put enough time talking about these 3 monstrosity of achievement grinds. So let's move on. All right, you know, let's do the most recent one that I've done. So what was the most recent one that I've done? Okay, so my most recent game that I have completed, which this is so ironic that I even did this. My most recent one was Call of Duty Ghost. Okay, yeah, Call of Duty Ghost is like a perfect C tier, honestly. I would say it's not top of C tier, it's not the bottom of C tier. It's like right in the middle. There are some achievements about multiplayer, but I can do them solo, so that's what I did. And I think it fits perfectly on a C tier because it really wasn't difficult. It just has a lot of achievements. And on top of that, it's really not that hard. It's kind of fun. Let's go back. Let's go to young Yoma. All right, let's go back to like childhood Yoma. So one of the next games I'm going to be making a video about is Donkey Kong 64. Yeah, let's put it D tier. Donkey Kong 64, if you don't realize, this one right here is my all-time favorite game, easily. I've put so many hours into this game. I have 101%ed this game, I think twice now. Actually, I'll move it bottom of C because I think D is too low, but I think B is too high. You don't go for 100%, you go for 101%. You have to get every banana, every coin, you have to just get everything, right? There is a lot to do. But this game is actually kind of difficult as well. I recommend playing it, but I don't recommend the 101% of it at all. That's why I'm gonna do it, because I'm bananas. Okay, so let's start moving along a little bit faster because I keep going on tangents, my bad. Man, Call of Duty 4, I'll put this in a straight up like, we'll put it on top of D tier. Call of Duty 4, amazing game. I played the remastered on it. I couldn't play the old version because on Steam it doesn't have it, but it was basically the exact same thing with additional achievements here and there. It's easy. Call of Duty 4 took me less than 12 hours to get all the achievements. And I streamed all of it, so there was no like, you know, doing it behind the scenes or whatever. That's how easy this was. I think the only difficult thing about Call of Duty 4, which you can probably guess, is Mile High Club. And then another easy one that I actually will rank below Call of Duty 4 is Modern Warfare 2. It was not hard. And I think the only hard thing about Modern Warfare 2 is Spec Ops. But Spec Ops is not even hard as well. Like, it's pretty simple. So that's where I rank that. So Spider-Man Remastered, yeah, we'll put it on top of C tier. So C tier, this is like a middle of the ground. Like, if you played it, you're not gonna hate it all too much. There's some, you know, annoying things here and there because one, it's an amazing game. I don't really care for the story all too much. It's kind of predictable, which is, you know, Marvel, that's, you know, that's some comic book stuff, but the gameplay, the web slinging, the action, like the side missions, the characters, it was so good. I loved every single moment of it up until I beat the game. Once I beat the game, I had to start doing the crimes. The crimes are not fun. Overall, I recommend it if you've never, most people that platinum hunt start with Spider-Man. They just do. And I've heard it so many places and so many times. It's either Miles Morales or both, you know, Spider-Man Remastered or, you know, Miles Morales. And I see why. So, yeah. And speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Man 64. So this is another one that I played the hell out of it when I was a child, and I 100% of this game, and it's extremely cool, extremely fun. The characters are cool. Venom's really cool. Honestly, fantastic game. So for this game, I'd put it like another C tier. So let's move on to another fast one. So Reverse. Oh my god, we're throwing this in F tier. Bro, if you don't know what Reverse is, you're lucky. It's F tier for every regard of how terrible, multiplayer based. Don't ever do it. Don't ever try for it. No need for it. It's bad. Get away from it. You know, let's do an off-topic one. Let's do Super Mario Galaxy. Let's put it S tier. You know, I have to, this has to be my first S tier, and it's not just nostalgia, all right? I'm not trying to go the whole nostalgic route here. Trying not to. I want to put some nostalgic games on here, but not try to base it on everything. Going for this game's 100% was actually extremely fun. But like overall, Super Mario Galaxy is one of those games that if you haven't ever played a Mario Galaxy game, start with this one. It is somewhat difficult. It can be for how long it is and how tedious it can be, but it's a fantastic game that I recommend. So S tier, I don't care. We're doing it. I have to do it. So Hat in Time. Man, if you don't know what a Hat in Time is, go play it now. This is one of my first videos that I made that was not Call of Duty, because I made Call of Duty videos to basically get, you know, my audience on the ground, or, you know, get a baseline. And this was the game that I did to do the opposite of Call of Duty. It's a fun, challenging achievement grind. It really is. I recommend it 100%. It's usually always on sale. It came out right before Super Mario Odyssey, so you're gonna see a lot of similarities there. Yeah, I recommend it. It's really awesome. Go for it. This is looking like a good list. I like it. I like it. And for Assassin's Creed 2, I'll throw it like let's throw it like a B tier, like a little bit of like a mid-ish B tier. So Assassin's Creed 2, for the achievement grind, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's pretty grindy before grindy became like such a bigger term for other Assassin's Creed games. Not going to be talking about those. But for Assassin's Creed 2, it was extremely fun. I really loved the game. I loved the story. I loved doing everything that you had to do. But the problem is, this is where it started becoming tedious. So it really was like the only Assassin's Creed game that I 100%ed because I never wanted to do it again. B tier is pretty good for a difficulty setting. So yeah. Let's go with like my second most recent video of Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, let's put it high C tier. And honestly, Crash 2 and 3 were the easiest parts of this game. Crash 1 Stormy Ascent can suck my butt cheeks. I was gonna say something else. Everything about that level just made me not want to ever go past Crash 1. I recommend this game, but not back to back. I played it back to back, and I will probably never do that again for another game unless it's really easy. Because for this game, no thanks, no bueno. Let's move on. Speaking of doing games back to back, let's put Sly Trilogy here. I'm gonna put, so the Sly Cooper collection is at D tier. It's not hard. Probably, other than those other Call of Duties, probably the easiest game to platinum. Every single one of them. They added trophies just to add trophies. And overall, if you played them back to back to back, you probably wouldn't be mad or be annoyed at all, because the games get better and better as they go on, which is crazy good, right? And it's probably one of my favorite trilogies out of everything. So I recommend it. It's just great. Great game. So yeah. So we can get another old one out of the way, which I think this is actually the last old one. Yeah, it is the last old one, which Ratchet and Clank. I think it's a perfect C tier. I'm mostly talking about Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, and 3, but not the trilogy, like the HD trilogy. Because for these, I actually went and got all the 100% for the games and the trophies. But for these, I've actually never played the PS3 version and gotten the trophies. But overall, they're not that hard to do. They're kind of like an easy pick-me-up and just drop them, all that stuff. So, yeah. Oh my god, I'm a dummy. Bro, literally one of the oldest games here that really started the co-op madness, GoldenEye 007. This one actually has achievements now on Xbox Game Pass that I actually did like the first week or so, or maybe like the next month on it. Yeah, I gotta put it like right here. Man, C tier, yeah, C tier kind of is exactly where it's like it should be. But overall, the achievements for this game were not bad. The only thing that I had a problem with is that you had to replay every level on every other difficulty, and it didn't work like Call of Duty, where if you beat it on veteran, you can play, like you get all the other achievements for regular, you know, recruit, whatever. It took me too long, like 12-hour streams, which are more than like Call of Duty's put together. That's how crazy it was. So yeah. And then let's do Hitman Absolution. When I think back to Hitman Absolution, this one is like, this one is like an in-between. It's extremely easy, nothing too crazy. Like there's some grinding things here and there. It's more fun than anything, but I don't really recommend it. With it having contract achievements, which are multiplayer based, it kind of ruined all the fun for that as well. So I'd put it at D. I think F is too low, but D is like right in there, and it should not even be close to C. Actually, it should be the bottom of D tier. Yeah. So then let's do Vampire Survivors. Oh man, Vampire Survivors is another, let's put it on A tier. Vampire Survivors can actually be kind of hard. Seriously. For some of these achievements, you have to do very specific things or survive for so long. And it is extremely fun, but it is like almost S tier. I love Vampire Survivors, but the reason why it's not S tier and at the top of A tier is because they keep adding achievements, man. This game has 190 achievements, and almost every other update when they add new characters and maps, they add like 10 or 15 achievements like every single time. It gives me Payday vibes, where every update just adds more achievements, and if you don't keep track of the updates, you're probably never gonna get this done. It's a little bit difficult, but it really gets ruined from most of the achievements that get added because they're mostly all the same. Unlock this weapon, unlock this character, survive for this long, beat this level, and it's just that over and over and over. So yeah. Speaking of things doing over and over and over, let's do World at War. This one I'm gonna put at A tier. And this one is specifically just because it's hard. Playing on a controller at like whatever FPS it's on and like how laggy and weird it is, makes it even harder. I would say that it's not as bad as Black Ops 3. Not that Black Ops 3 is more difficult, but Black Ops 3 is more annoying. I think it's a perfect A tier. I think B tier is too low. I think S tier is nowhere near that, but A tier, yeah, I could see that for sure. Let's do Batman Arkham Asylum. Batman Arkham Asylum is a staple. Yeah, I think at the top of B. And I'm not saying that Batman Arkham Asylum is too hard, because once you get really deep into the game, you start figuring out everything that's really good about it and stuff. But this game still isn't easy. It's pretty hard. A lot of the challenges that you do will become tedious, but it is an extremely well-produced game. Probably one of my favorite Xbox 360 titles, other than like, you know, Halo 3 and stuff, but this is like one of the GOATs. And really just how like you have to work with it. You have to work with the game just to be able to get where you need. So, and then let's do Dead Island. Dead Island was another one of those where it's like there are some achievements that kind of stump you, but it's not really in your control really sometimes. But I would put this at like another, I'd put it like a D tier. Dead Island's not that bad. I enjoyed playing it, extremely fun game, but pretty easy. The zombie killing action is exactly what the game aims for. The cutscenes are dookie water. The game looks better obviously because it's the definitive edition. There was a lot of bugs that happened here and there. The audio sucks. Like the achievements were kind of fun here and there. There's some RNG factor achievements that suck, but overall it's like I don't really recommend it, but I recommend it casually. Yeah, that's where I'd put that at. And then speaking of a game that you should do casually, Left 4 Dead. I'll put it C tier. Not specifically because it's difficult, but it can be difficult. The C tier is because it is a grind fest. Yeah, zombie genocide achievements, those are kind of the ones that ruined it for me. there's a lot of multiplayer based achievements that are like undoable. Is that the right word? That's not the right word. Like they're unachievable. The Crash Course one where you have to flip a car on like 20 enemies playing as a tank. There's no way you're getting that legit. And I don't actually understand how anybody would have gotten that legit. It's a little bit difficult finding people, multiplayer achievements, some RNG, and just ones that don't make sense. So I think it's like a perfect C tier. And speaking of one that I don't recommend, but I recommend if you want a big challenge, is Catherine. And this is only, I'm giving you a sneak peek here, so I won't say too much, but this was one of the hardest games I have ever 100%ed or got all the achievements for. Easily the hardest game I have ever gone for. And I'm not even saying this as a joke. This game does not hold your hand. And if you've ever played this game and you've ever heard of Babel, Babel is where everyone gets stumped. And that's where most of my rarest achievements come from, are from this game. So this is one of those games that I don't recommend playing other than casual. But if you want a really hard challenge, and if anybody needs like ideas to do stuff, go for that game. Go for all the achievements or go for Babel, and you will see exactly what I mean. This one's like a B tier, like right in between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1. Skate 3 is actually low-key harder than most people think it is. Most people that talk about how Skate 3 is easy or skate games are easy are usually the ones that play it all the time. And doing the 100% is really difficult as well. But it's not too difficult where it's ruining the game, but it does become very grindy. You know, pun included, because it's, you know, skateboarding, very perfect in between to get your difficulty and to get your like huzzah through it. So yeah. And then speaking of one that I thought was really difficult was Bloodborne. Bloodborne I'm putting A tier. So I've played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Bloodborne, just, I don't know what happened. I've played Dark Souls games before, and even though I've played them, it like didn't prepare me at all for Bloodborne. I don't know what happened, but man, I could not get anywhere. The gameplay kind of runs like it's on a Wii. You know, the PS4 locked at 30 FPS or whatever. Good God, I could tell, right? And I think it got remastered or whatever for PS5, but yeah, A tier is like perfect for it. It's harder than Black Ops 3 for sure and World at War. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's do Borderlands. So Borderlands 1, especially the enhanced version. You know, I gotta put this in B tier. B tier for Borderlands, because RNG, it doesn't mean it's difficult. The game is not difficult in any regard, but my God, is it not enjoyable. And the enhanced version had many bugs and problems. Memory leaks, just things breaking out, the audio bugging here and there. It's one of those things, man, where it's like, this is the Game of the Year enhanced version, so it's not the first version of the game. So why is it so bad? Because my God, I wish I played the OG one rather than the enhanced version. So yeah, that one's gonna stay there. Don't care. Ooh, Minecraft. This one's like a No Man's Sky type of level. Like, it's like lower B tier. You have to do 33 hours of in-game time. That one by itself is not bad, but the problem is mine got glitched. And it just didn't want to work until I started doing some cloud gaming stuff or whatever. It was just so crazy stuff, right? A lot of the achievements are actually really hard on console. And overall, it's difficult. Playing on a controller that is like out of date and you're just trying to get a certain achievement, it's kind of hard. And there's a lot of multiplayer achievements that if you don't have multiple controllers or gold accounts, you're really not going to get anywhere. So I think it's a perfect B tier. Modern Warfare 3 and Red Dead 2. Was Modern Warfare 3 harder than Ghost? Yes. Was it harder than Spider-Man? Of course. Was it harder than Left 4 Dead? Kinda. So Modern Warfare 3 is like C tier. It just had a lot more to do. The survival aspects started becoming a little bit tedious. And on top of that, they were actually pretty difficult. Like, for real, some of the Spec Ops missions that you have to get like 3 stars on, like, they didn't hold back. I don't think it was more difficult than Crash. but it was more difficult than Left 4 Dead. So C tier is like perfect. And then my boy Arthur Morgan Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not S tier. No, actually, so this is where it's a little bit hard. S tier versus A tier. This one's obviously going to determine who you're talking to, but for me, Red Dead Redemption 2 was too much. It was absolutely too much. It took me 207 hours to do, and the requirements for the 100% were not fun. They were not good. And actually, whenever I think about this, this is like S tier. It has to be. And it's not that like it's the most difficult. I think the most difficult thing were the challenges, like the bandit challenges, the gambler challenges, and then the 70 gold medals. Like, there are so many things that stacked up against you in this game that it felt like you were just overwhelmed constantly. This game is riddled with RNG, like an absolute abundance of RNG for some achievements and challenges. Like those horses, like the studying of animals, the zoologists, like all of it. Yeah, I would say that's S tier. It ruined me, honestly. Yeah, Red Dead 1 looks like nothing in comparison to this. Oh yeah, and on top of that, it has multiplayer achievements, which, oh my God, man. Oh my, I can just go on a rant for another hour just talking about Red Dead 2's problems with the achievements, but I won't. And overall, this is my list. Yeah, I just talked for like an hour and a half. God, I have problems, man. I can talk to myself for an hour and a half. What is wrong with me? And actually, before anything, I'm gonna swap this list to the hardest achievements and platinums now, okay? Because this is more like opinionated on like, oh yeah, you know, I enjoyed this game, it's fun like that. But now let's just talk about like which ones are the hardest ones, okay? I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So these are the achievements / trophies and platinums that I put at like their highest difficulty that I think. So S tier is like, you're going to get your ass beat. Like, this is like maybe impossible. I almost gave up on Catherine. And then A tier is like, you're going to get a lot of difficulty. These are going to make you work extremely hard for the 100%, the platinum, or anything you're trying to go for. These are making you work your ass off, okay? B is making you work, but it's not as bad as like A or S, you know? These are one of those where now we're starting to get into the territory of like, these aren't difficult, but they're a little bit tedious. Like, these are like, you know, maybe you got to put some effort into it. You can't just slack around too much. And then C tier to me is like, you can slack around. This is just one of those, they're just a little bit long. They're not hard really in any regard too much. Like, especially like with Modern Warfare 3, it's like when I thought about it, they're not that all difficult, right? It's just, there's a lot of them, like survival, you just got to do a lot of them. D tier is the epitome of easy, right? Like No Man's Sky had one hard achievement and that's pretty much it. High in Life was really easy, just a little bit grindy and kind of annoying. Like F tier is just like, you're brain dead. You can do this if you're brain dead. And after that, that's my tier list. I have really nothing else more to say other than, you know, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and if you guys learned anything more about me and what I think about games, let me know. If you liked my tier list of the one before and where they're at right now, let me know. Where would you put yours? What would you put these? But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!